Well, obviously, the COVID-19 pandemic has changed a lot of things. What else is different is we have the narrowest Republican majorities we've ever seen in the legislature, at least since the Republicans took over the legislature in the mid 60s. It's a 16-14 in the Senate, 31-29 in the House. That means the Republicans can't afford to lose a single person on a party line vote, which might make it very difficult. Plus, you have, I think, certainly some animosity towards Governor Ducey among some Republican lawmakers. The COVID-19 restrictions, the emergency declaration he's enacted, that did not exactly rub everyone the right way when it first happened last year. And, after nearly a year of that, you've got some Republican lawmakers who are really itching to overturn that or modify it. So that's going to be, an interesting conflict to see how that plays out. You saw the governor kind of try to preempt that a little in his State of the State and kind of warn people off for why he's saying they shouldn't try to.
The governor's state of the state was also among the shortest that the state has seen in some time. It didn't offer a lot of detail. So, how easy will it be to pass whatever he hopes to accomplish this year?
One of the more concrete things you mentioned, though still vague, was tax cuts. This has been a big issue of his since he took office. When he first ran for governor in 2014, he promised a tax cut every year, and he has done that. But they're usually very small, very minor tax cuts. 10 million, 15 million, 20 million here and there usually. This year, it sounds like he's looking to do a bit more. He said, "Let's go big." If that's what the governor is looking to do, is make some more substantive tax cuts, he'll certainly find a lot of support among legislative Republicans. But again, the devil will be in the details. We have to see exactly what he's going to cut, how much money that's going to cost on an ongoing basis. Then we'll find out how strong the support really is over there.
You mentioned the numbers of Republicans in the House and the Senate, and the bodies are closer than they've ever been. What is your take on how closely the Republicans are united this year and the Democrats? Because there's probably a national shadow that is casting some interest this year that's different than what we've seen in the past.
The Democrats, I feel like, will probably be pretty unified unless there's any kind of particular issue that I'm not seeing that's really going to split them apart. The Republicans, it will depend on the issue. I mentioned before the state of emergency, the attempt to overturn the governor's emergency declaration, and a lot of the things that have come with that. That could be pretty divisive. Other things related to the ongoing pandemic could be pretty divisive. I would imagine on most things you're going to see a fairly unified Republican caucus, at least if it's something that's in line with where they are ideologically. Got a couple of senators who have kind of perpetually for the past few years been the defectors on the Republican side. Kate McGee and Heather Carter both lost their reelection bids. So even though the numbers are smaller in the Senate, that might actually help the Republicans kind of keep people in line, that everyone will be more kind of united among ideological lines. But again, it'll be on a case by case issue. It'll depend on the issue.
Jeremy Duda from the Arizona Mirror, thank you for your insight.
Thanks for having me.